What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel ANDERZÉN. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can refresh your W163 headlights, reseal, polish, etc. And I'll be replacing the D2R xenon bulbs that come on my ML55. Some of you might have the D2S or you could have halogen bulbs, but this will show you how. It's a little bit tricky, it's not the same as the updated headlights, and I couldn't find a video with these specific ones, so hopefully it'll be helpful to some people to see how that D2R headlight bulb comes out. But otherwise, you can just enjoy the refresh and going from this, a very crusty headlight with quite a bit of water in it. I think a lot of the water is already spilled right there, to what you will see here. Basic tools needed for this one: heat gun of some kind, some screwdrivers, maybe a plastic pry tool, some polish and compound. I'm going to use some glass cleaner when I get the lens off, and then some different grits of sandpaper. High grits is a good idea for anything when you're trying to polish or wet sand. So I have some 2500, some 2000, 3000 on a foam pad, and then I also have what's it called, like a Brillo pad basically. So I'm going to use this to start out, and then I'll start with the 2000, then the 2500, and then the 3000. Those will all be kind of wet sanding. I'll compound, go back and forth, whatever I need to do to get it to the finished result. I already took care of the passenger side, really easy to do, and very rewarding results. It looks like brand new on the passenger side, so I'm really excited to get this one on here. And I'll show you guys, of course, at the end what it looks like with both of them finished on the car. Basic steps to how to remove the headlight. There is the trim piece that's sitting in front on the lower side. It's a clip in right here. So you basically squeeze both sides down, it'll pop out here. You basically rotate it like 90 degrees and be careful on the bottom edge. There's two little prongs. You want to basically slip them out nice and gentle. Be gentle, it's old stuff. And then there is a stud that sticks out of here and sticks out of here that line up, that has 10mm nuts on those. And there's a 10mm nut on top, or bolt on top, and this kind of hooks into the fender. So yeah, really easy to get the headlights out. And then the plugs on the back, there are the one plug for the xenon ballast, and the high beams probably, or maybe that could be high beam right there. And then this is for the turn signal. So let me show you guys what this looks like. And actually I discovered why this one had tape on it for so long was because they broke the plastic clasp here. So luckily this has a part number that's somewhat visible, that I'm gonna try to search after this, and hopefully I can find this piece. It's not too expensive. 163-820-0349. So this is the back cover. So surprisingly, this bulb never burnt out. The passenger side just did recently, so I figured it was time to do all this. But this thing was literally hanging like pretty much open on the top side, and luckily never got any water inside of there. But yeah, on the back side, to get these xenon bulbs out of here, see if I can position this in an okay scenario to show you guys. So to get the xenon bulb out of here, you twist to the left. See if I can do this one-handed. Twist to the left, pull out. There's the xenon bulb. And to get that out, it's not like the D2S ones that are on the later model where you just twist and rotate. This one, you actually have to undo all three of those T20 bolts, just enough to be able to basically rotate this kind of clear yellow plastic thing counterclockwise. Once you do that, you can see it will fit through the holes. You can take that yellow plastic portion off, and then the bulb is free, and you basically just reverse order to get it back in. So a little bit intricate. I wasn't expecting to be able to use a T20 once I got back here to change a headlight. It's kind of weird, and it makes it very hard if you ever try to do this while it's in the car, especially on the driver's side, because the washer fluid tank is right there. But when it's out of the car and they're really easy to take out, it's pretty simple. Just make sure you got a T20 lying around so you can get to it. But yeah, that'll come at a later stage. I'm gonna leave this hooked up until we finish all the rest of this business. So step one of the actual resealing process is to get this off. And what I used last time is just simple heat gun and slowly going around the edges and prying it off. Now this butyl tape that's in here, it looks like this. If you have never seen butyl tape, it's basically like a rubber rope, sticky rubber rope. It's pretty dried out that's in here, so it doesn't take much. You just got to get it kind of started and get it hot all the way around and get it started. Once you can pry like the majority of it up, then you can pretty much start to wiggle it free. So it takes a little bit of time. There's another method where you can basically set this inside of a cardboard box, cut a hole out of one side of the cardboard box that fits this snug, leave this in there for a while to basically bake the whole headlight, and then you can basically take it off all at once. But I did this just a few days ago and it worked fine for me. It takes maybe like 15 minutes or so, so not that big a deal. But yeah, I will show you guys once we make a little bit more progress on getting this off. As you're working around these edges, make sure you got these clips undone from the little prongs. Some of them get held up, so just make sure you don't snap those off as you're working. There's 1, 2, 3, and there are 2 more on the bottom, I believe, or 1 more on the bottom, sorry. So 1 more right there. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this going. All right guys, so I have the cover off now. I don't know if I showed you guys that yet, but cover's off. Didn't take too much time. Like I said, just slowly heat everything up, slowly start prying it, and it'll come off. So next thing I'm doing right now is heating up all of the leftover butyl tape and just kind of going around the edges with my dedicated butyl tape tool, a remover tool, aka a screwdriver, that fits into these grooves, and just heat it up basically like a 5-inch, 6-inch section at a time. And then once you get it nice and hot, just basically scrape through and it comes off pretty easy. You can kind of get a big glob of it and then work its way off, and you'll have a little collection like that as you go. So we're about halfway done with this one, and after I get this all cleaned up, I'm going to move on to polishing up the headlight. All right guys, so most of the butyl tape is out. You don't have to get it perfect because you're going to be laying fresh stuff in there and getting it hot again, but get the majority of it out. It'll make it easier to put the new bead in and lay in the lens. As far as like refinishing any of the chrome in here, it's really fragile. Like it'll flake pretty easy, so I don't recommend more than like a light wipe down of everything. That's what I just did with like a microfiber and a tiny bit of the glass cleaner. But besides that, I wouldn't go hard on it because you're gonna end up flaking it and that's gonna look bad no matter what. So unfortunate thing on this one, this glass underneath has like what looks like water that kind of rusted or something on the actual surface of the glass right, but it's on the underside, so I can't really reach it. I might be able to get to it once I take the headlight bulb out in the back, so I can try that right now, but besides that I might just have to leave it. All right guys, so I just finished step 1 of cleaning. Well, first off, before even starting with the Scotch-Brite pad, it's in the towel right here, or maybe not. Where did I put? Oh yeah, it is in the towel. I cleaned it very thoroughly with the auto glass cleaner, and I'm using the glass cleaner as my basically water as I wet sand. But yeah, hit it with the Scotch-Brite first, got all of like big nasty stuff off, and you can already tell it's a lot clearer. It's just hazy obviously because it's scratched up. So now I'm going to move on to the 2500 grit and lubricate it with the glass cleaner as I'm going. And you want to do basically directional with this, and then when I do the 3000 I'll do the opposite direction, or you know, horizontal compared to vertical. So yeah, I'm going to start that process now, and then once I finish I'll do the 3000 opposite way and then compound and polish. All right, guys, this is after the 3000 grit. I'm going to do one more pass, actually. I went horizontal with the 2500. You can still see a little bit of the horizontal scratches. So I'm going to do another pass or two vertically on this with the 3000. Then I'll compound and polish, and this thing will be looking brand new. All right, guys, that is one round of compound right there. Gonna do another one or two passes, and then we'll do the polish. And after that, we'll be sealing it back up. I already have the butyl tape reinserted, ready to go. I'll heat that up as I'm pressing this piece back in, and we'll be good to go after we swap the bulb out. So yeah, this doesn't need to be perfect if you're gonna ceramic coat, because ceramic coat does a very good job of filling in all the little nooks and crannies, but try to get it as clean as possible. So like I said, one more pass of compound maybe, and a couple polishes, and we should be good. All right, guys, well, that'll do it for the polish. Like I said, it's not perfect, and I don't have a ceramic coat with me anyway, so I'm probably gonna end up polishing these up once more before I actually ceramic coat it. So it's good enough to seal it, and I'm ready to do so now because it's getting late. I gotta get home. All right, guys, and there she is, sealed up. It's not as probably close as factory. I don't know, I could probably get it closer, but I just basically went until all the clips go on comfortably, and it holds it in place. You want to get all around nice and hot, just to melt that butyl tape around the plastic, especially once you've kind of got everything situated. Go around one last time and get it nice and hot. The last thing we got to do right now is just change out that bulb. So I'll show you guys again how to do that real quick. All right, guys, here are the new bulbs. These are D2R 4300Ks made by Hella. FCP Euro for the win again. Best price, lifetime. So can't go wrong. Just loosened all three of those T20s, and basically just twist to the left, pull that light out, and swap in the new one. I'm gonna do this off camera because I don't want to get my dirty fingers on this bulb, so I gotta concentrate. Show you guys what it looks like after. All right, guys, and here's the factory bulb that I pulled out. This one was still good. I'll keep this as a spare. This is Phillips. This is a factory part, so if you want the factory one, it's made by Phillips, and again, it's a D2R 85126. And this is also a 4300K. All of them that came factory are 4300K. So yeah, I'll keep this as a spare. All right, guys, that about wraps it up. I got the headlight packed up in the passenger seat. I'm gonna head home and reinstall that. All right, you guys, it's about a week and a half later, and still haven't quite finished the headlights. Thanksgiving happened and all that stuff. We went on a road trip down to Portland, and I didn't get a chance to like fully polish them and clear coat them, or not clear coat them, sorry. What's it called? Ceramic coat them. So that's what I'm gonna do now. However, when we got back from Portland on a road trip, I noticed, unfortunately, that we got some water seepage in here already, which is most likely because that cap that's on here, I don't know if we'll be able to even get to it, is basically just not sealing because the little tab was broken on it, and yeah, it just did not seal up enough to keep this thing watertight. So I'm gonna pull this off. Hopefully I'll just be able to blow that out with a little bit of compressed air, and then I'm gonna have to come up with something else to seal the backside of the headlight, because that part is no longer available and I can't find it used anywhere right now. So for the time being, I'll have to jerry rig something up. All right, so pulling the headlight out, you guys can see what I was trying to show you there. This cap that protects the HID, the main bulb, just was hanging wide open. So I don't know if that's where the water could have got into. We were, you know, in pretty heavy rain on the way back from Oregon and on the freeway. So it's possible, but I guess we will blow this thing out with some compressed air, get that little bit of water that is in out of there, and then go for it. But you know, the other possibility is that I just didn't seal this well enough. The other side is totally fine, and I pretty much did the exact same thing that I did to the other side, but yeah, for whatever reason, this one got some water in it, so we'll see. Maybe this is the reason why. Otherwise, I can try to heat this up and compress it a little bit more. All right, guys, well, good and bad news here, I guess. If you can see, pine needles right there at the bottom. You can definitely tell looking from the back of the headlights. Hope I don't drop this thing. I don't know if you're able to see that, but see that gap right there? That leads basically to the front glass, and definitely a big enough gap for everything to fall through. Had this been leaking from the seal, there's no way that those little pine needles would have got through. So all of this had to come from the back basically. So I'm gonna cross my fingers, pump some compressed air in here, and hope that I can brush this stuff out. I will be very sad if I need to take off these lenses for whatever reason. So I don't know. Right now where these pine needles are, they're out of sight because basically, you know, this edge is what sits on top of the bumper. So I don't want to accidentally spray them and put them up onto the chrome. But I also, you know, need to spray the water out because my only other option is taking off the lens again, which I don't want to do. So we're going to try and hope for the best, I guess. All right, I had a little bit of luck blowing the compressor down to the bottom right there, but there's still a little bit left. So I'm just going to blow through the main HID beam up here at the top. This basically goes through into all of that cavity. So the last little bit is like right in the center there, like actually on the chrome. So I think I should be able to get it out through here. Luckily, none of those pine needles shot up anywhere very visible. I think one of them actually flew out and the other one's kind of stuck down there, but I'm not too worried about that. So anyways, I'll shoot this with some compressed air and we'll see if we can get lucky. All right, guys, well, it's not perfect, but we got most of it out. The rest of it's just gonna have to, I don't know, evaporate over time or something. It'll eventually get out of there. But it's not enough to where it's gonna be harmful towards anything. And most importantly, we will seal up this backside properly, whatever way I can right now, so that we don't have to worry about any continuing water getting in there. All right, guys, definitely not the choice I want to be making right now, but it seems like the only choice I might have. With this in here, this is the seal basically. This thing basically cannot, I don't know, I can't think of any way right now, nothing that I have on hand at least, that will help this actually fit. I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Basically, this seals kind of like a sponge spring with that against there, and there's supposed to be a clip that attaches right here. But with that pressure, it's actually a good amount. Like trying to, you know, tape it or Velcro it or anything like that, it's not going to keep this tight. So my only thought right now is to remove that and basically silicone this inner portion. I'll try to use some mild stuff so it's at least easy to take off next time I need to. And it's not ideal, like I said, but I'm not really sure what else to do. I'll keep trying stuff, but I think that's going to be the game plan if I can't find anything else. Hello. Have you come to help me? All right, guys, I'm not finding anything. I was trying to come up with something that I could clamp from this point to this point, but I don't know. There's nothing really that I could think of that was gonna work. I thought about getting like a piece of metal, but I don't know. Don't know if I could get anything to work. So I think we're just going to copper gasket it up. It's making me cringe, but it's okay. This stuff still stays pretty pliable, so it should be pretty easy to remove whenever, if ever, I do find another one of these. So This shows that it's like available from the wholesalers, but I just tried to order it from 2 different places, and both of them basically canceled my order and told me, hey, we can't find this part anywhere. So I don't know. All right, you guys, don't at me, but I feel like big brain right now. I made a little aluminum bracket and it worked out perfectly. It's in there. I got the seal in there and everything. I'm super happy. It's a little small victory, but I'm super happy about that. Yeah, basically just took a sheet of spare aluminum, sawed it down, hammered it to shape. Yeah, I've seen these on like, I don't know what usually has these, but anyways, somewhere on this car has this, I feel like. I can't remember, but anyways, we've all seen these type of little brackets. You can basically pop them off. So this one is just tight enough to where it's not going to go anywhere, and still easy enough to get off. So there you go. If you ever happen to break one of these on your W163, it's a little trick for you that will get you out of a Dodge. Now, plug this thing back in, and we need to do the final polish and ceramic coat to really bring these things back to life and be able to be restored and sealed and good for, you know, at least a few years. Fingers crossed. All right, so now finally, to get this video over with, final steps: one more polish compound, buff it off, hit it with some purple power, just a degreaser. You can use like rubbing alcohol too. This is to prep before you go for this. This is a ceramic coat kit. I got this one off Amazon, had really good reviews. It's just some random like Chinese brand, but very good reviews, and don't need anything crazy, just to do some headlights. So yeah, let's get this underway and I will show you guys what it looks like. All right, that is after the first polish compared to the other one. These already got like a little bit hazy since I polished them when I first finished these up, just from sitting out without any protection on them for, you know, that week and a half. So yeah, it's kind of back to where it was when I first did them. And then I'll clean that stuff off and put on the ceramic coat. All right, don't know how well you guys can tell on camera, but there's a polish on that one. It's pretty dramatic in person. So now I'm excited. The best part, ceramic coating them. The good part about that is ceramic coat fills in like a lot of the little cracks and things. So any imperfections that I can see, like, I don't know, if you get to the side, you can see some swirling. It should take care of a lot of that, because it fills in those cracks and crevices and kind of smooths it out. So I'm excited. This is my first time ceramic coating anything, if you guys believe that. Kind of surprising since I've been into cars and I've always been curious about this stuff. I don't know, I'm not a big like detail person, and because we're in inclement weather all the time in Washington, I don't really wash the cars that much because it's pretty much always raining or doing something throughout the winter. So yeah, it is a goal of mine though, next summer, to like detail and ceramic coat all 3 of the cars. Hopefully. My stepdad is super into it. As you can tell, he keeps his like spick and spam. So maybe we'll do some detailing videos together if he's down. But yeah, enough of this. Let's do this part, the important part. All right, guys, so if you haven't seen any detailed videos with ceramic coat, I'm probably not the best person to watch, but you know, I know how, at least. There is a little sponge block, and you get these little pads that you can wrap around it. They kind of look or feel like eyeglass pads. And you'll basically put on, you know, a good amount, maybe 4 to 6 drops or so, depending on how much area you're doing. Probably won't even need that much for this area. And then apply it in basically streaking back and forth, then cross hatching the other way. Then after you do that, you let it flash for a second and microfiber it off. And then it should be done, I guess. Like I said, I haven't done this before, but that's what I've seen in videos that you guys have probably seen as well. So we'll see how it works. All right, you guys, see if you can tell the difference on video. That is 2 coats of the ceramic coat on this headlight and 0 for this one. I don't know if you can tell on video, definitely seems to have made a difference in person, and the feel is much different. It's very smooth. The other side. So yeah, definitely can tell. I might do one more coat just to make sure I got all the surfaces on here, but or surface area. Yeah, I'll do one more coat on this and then we'll move on to the other one. All right, guys, brand new car. Just kidding, but so much better than before. Like, literally, it was kind of hideous on the front end, but now looks good. It's like a nice vehicle. This car deserves all the love. It's our family transport. It deserves love. Don't mind how dirty it is, but it still deserves love. I should probably wash the wheels, right? Probably give it a car wash in general. Haven't washed it since summer. But like I said, I don't really wash the cars throughout the winter because they're outside. We don't have a house with a garage, so they're just gonna get dirty again, which is one of the reasons why I would really like to do a detailing video once it gets warmed up and ceramic coat the cars properly so that it's easier during the winter to just give them a rinse and get all that crud off. But yeah, that'll do it for the headlights for the most part right there. This video is longer than I expected it to be because of that little hiccup with the water, but all said and done, and it was definitely worth it. These headlights are not cheap to try to replace, especially if you're trying to find like factory replacements. Very pricey. So, you know, putting in this little bit of time and effort definitely outweighed paying that cost for brand new assemblies. I will go ahead and leave it there. Luckily, the previous owner put in these cool LEDs, and if you guys know W163s, these things always get cracked and beat up. The factory ones like always end up just nasty and rusted out and corroded. So I'm really happy that the first owner did that, so I don't have to worry about those, and now the headlights match the niceness of those fog lights. So yeah, ML55 keeps on trucking. Thank you guys for following along. Hope this is helpful to some out there, W163 owners, etc. If you're trying to restore your headlights, I'm super happy with them. They'll do the job for a lot longer, I presume. But anyways, lots to look out for. 2021 is soon coming to an end. I'm gonna try to put out as many videos as I can before the month is over. But there is some big things in store for 2022. Can't wait to share with you guys. Some of them are still a surprise. There may or may not be some new sponsors for the channel and for one of the vehicles, or two of the vehicles, or three of the vehicles. So I'm really excited to share that stuff with you guys, but in due time. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.